it's nighttime for you, right?
Yeah, where you guys at? You guys are in Bali?
Yeah. It's 11 a.m. for us.
Oh, wow. So you guys just woke up, getting the day started. I'm winding down over here. I'm drinking some yerba mate, trying to keep myself awake.
Nice. I'm like, oh, you don't have a glass of wine?
Yeah, no, it's something my mom gave me just to always remind me that I don't need Google. My mom knows everything.
I love it. That's great. Really good to meet you. Where are
Me
you at?
too.
Where do you live?
In California. So it's actually not that late. I just, for some reason, I just knew I had a lot of important calls today, so I just couldn't sleep past like 3 a.m. So I've just been up for a while.
Yes, that's the life that we live, right? All
Yep.
good. Yeah, we used to live in California. We used to live in San Diego for 11 years. I'm trying to light my candle.
Nice.
We lived in San Diego for 11 years. And before we started traveling, left the U.S. 11 years now, or
Cool.
10 years. Yeah. We're at California.
Near Los Angeles. So I'm a little bit northeast, I would say, like by Santa Clarita.
Yeah, okay.
Like Magic Mountain, all like the roller coaster rides.
Yeah, awesome. Brian should be up here in just a minute. So he went downstairs. My room, my office is super cold because it's super hot outside. So it's like freezing in here and he can't handle it. He needs to put sleeps on.
Gotcha.
Cool. Let's kick it off. We've been really, nailing some stuff down with Zach. And I said, look, let me help if you guys need, ideas or structures of what you're up to.
Yeah, 100%. See, I'm the first to say that I'm a big dreamer. Always go after the big plans. But I'm also the first to admit that it's not always good to go at them alone. So I'm open to, as I told Zach, I was like, anyone you can connect us with to make sure everything happens right. I love the beard, man. I'm so jealous. I just trimmed mine not too long ago. I'm already hating it. I feel like the energy is left.
I saw that. I'm like, I thought he had a bigger beard.
Yeah. I just trimmed mine not too long ago.
Yeah, Changu is like beard envy. Like, no dudes look at girls' booties anymore. They're like, nice beard, bro.
I noticed that. No, especially when I was in Thailand, anyone who had a beard would just like go out of their way to just stop me like, bro, I love your beard. Appreciate it. And all the Thai girls would call me Santa Claus.
Yeah.
We love it.
Santa Claus and the I get the wizard from Harry Potter. Gordon.
Gandalf.
Gandalf. I think it was Gandalf, yeah.
Yeah. My daughter would be mad at us for not knowing. Yeah, cool. So this is Swano. Yeah, man. So how can we help? Like what is your position in the event? Are you organizing and structuring things for Zach, or what's
so let me kind of tell you how everything kind of came about. I had a page that Zach was helping grow for me. It was a travel page from a business that I was working in the past. And a resort reached out to me and said, hey, would it be possible for you to kind of shout us out on a story? We're doing a giveaway. It'd be awesome if you could help us out. I said, what's the giveaway? They said, we're sending a random lucky couple to our resort for a week, and we're hoping they can get us some bookings. I was like, that's a great idea, but do you think that it might not be more beneficial to get someone that actually has some clout? So you guys can actually have them do some work for you, whatever, in exchange, and actually increase your social media footprint, your global footprint on the social media front. And they said, that sounds like a great idea. What's your idea? I was like, that was literally it. I was just trying to help you guys out. I didn't have any like backup plan. And then that kind of snowballed into them offering me, 2 separate 8-week stays for 14 people, all comp, to second of them being an event where we could host up to, 50 people if possible. And I was like, wow, okay, did not see that one coming. Said, hey, Zach.
Zach.
I was like, hey, Zach, so this kind of just happened. He was like, bro, let me come. Let's make something out of it. And I think we started tossing ideas back and forth, and it kind of turned into unknowingly, we're going to try to use this as a case study for something that we kind of want to build a business off of. And we'd love to grow this into something that we can have an international brand where we're just throwing transformational events for people around the world consistently. So we're trying to make this one really knock it out of the park, really focus on the experience, really want people to have their lives change while they're there. That's my main focus, not really any specific dollar sign attached to it. And if we can grow that and, start changing lives bit by bit around the world, then hey, great. That's kind of how things came from a random little Instagram message to where we are now.
Cool. Well, that's incredible. We've been hosting events for the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
We were
you guys all know something.
Yeah. So I think it's an incredible idea because that's what people want anyways. They want realness. They want transformation. They just want cool people to be around. They can give them a little feeded idea. And Obviously structure for these events is the most vital, because that's typically where the, like the cupcake, the best ingredients in the world goes, and people go, oh, that just kind of, didn't feel great, because they don't understand what the objectives were or the way the structure flows. It doesn't mean it's got to be boom, boom, boom organized. And it's more like people need to go, the welcome is incredible. And then they're just guided. And then, this is what you could just select from, setting the intention of what we want, people to feel like, and then they get to pick their own adventure, or, that's really, I think, the most vital pieces, and that's what we do best. So I guess more so, let's open it up to what your thoughts are and how I can help.
Let me give you another perspective from my side. Like a few of our attendees, they're coaches of ours now. They've attempted to put on an event just this last year, and they didn't realize all the moving pieces. And when they came to our event, we had it at the beginning of last month in December, and they said, we're just going to sit and watch everything happen. And it's like effortless. And it is, but it takes a time. It takes a little bit to be able to put all these things in motion. And she's like, wow, mad respect. So it's just, it's towards like, wow, everything's effortless.
Yeah.
Just the team, the expectations of a team, that knows and knows the people. So maybe.
I think that's the first thing that I noticed that we needed was a team, because not one person can handle. I mean, people have a hard enough time taking care of their own life, let alone 50 people for a week. So definitely we wanted to put a team together, which is why I'm excited that Zach kind of brought me to you guys, because you guys obviously know what you guys are talking about. You guys have done this, for the last 10 years. So you guys have at least a little bit, definitely a lot of experience in the space. I guess I was just on a call with Zach about an hour ago, and when it comes to the emotion that we're trying to invoke, we're still trying to hone in on exactly what the brand and the theme of the whole thing is going to be. But I think we wanted to go with, we wanted to provide an environment for people to be able to have a breakthrough, whether it be in their business, in their life, whatever it is. Because I think change is one thing, but change is already knowing what's wrong with you and knowing where you want to go. So there's actionable steps that anyone can take. Anyone can kind of change. But I think breakthrough is more so that feeling of, okay, I'm doing everything I think that I'm supposed to be doing. Why am I not changing? What's wrong? What's the next step? And I think that goes a little bit more into an emotional aspect that needs to change for people to actually have that breakthrough or break that threshold or be able to take the quantum leap they need to in their life. So I think that's kind of what my idea was to take it towards. Mm-hmm. Also because people that are in business nowadays, they seem to find value in these retreats. And so because of that, a lot of them already have budgets set aside for that. So you can actually charge a little bit more for those people. Whereas, if you wanted to have like a photography workshop, the average photographer doesn't have the kind of money to send themselves all the way over to the Maldives, for a trip. So
that's it. Yeah, fair enough. And that, that's, I think then looking at, if that's your overall objective, it's then speaking, the way the promotion is. Do you have people that are already coming in? Has it been promoted to anyone yet, those business owners?
No, it has not. We thought that it would probably be best before we start reaching out to people, instead of just saying, hey, we're thinking about doing something, to come with like a concrete brand. Yeah. Because I mean, you can, a lot of people buy off of emotion and they get excited off of emotion. And if we have a brand that looks nice, it looks clean, the messaging's already on point, they're much more able to actually put their money where their mouth is and plan their lives around this transformational experience.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. And that's really, it's the sales page speaks the message, and then of course guides them into an application, whatever, like that process would be something that I would suggest having, the sales page. It tells the message that there's the name of what it is. This is what our transformation is, what you're going to get there. And then having a sales page that represents it, and then bringing them into an application. These are things that you guys don't do. We have a complete funnel team and things that do that type of stuff. Copywriters, all of it. I can share with you some of our sales pages that we've had in the past, because ours are quite good, right? And we do film, mostly in our events is all about film. So we tell the story through film. But I would definitely suggest having that front end set up, and I can help you guide that. and get those type of things completed and done.
See, when you mentioned film, so the first event that they wanted us to do was they actually invited us to put together a team of photographers and videographers, 14 people they're flying out. So the first event's going to be 8 days that we're just going to have something really awesome. And we're going to put that together and use, hopefully have a promotional video that we're going to use to build to the event that's 3 months later. That's going to be in May. The event's going to be in August. So I definitely agree with that. I mean, since I was a kid, I've always been into film. So I definitely agree that you can tell very emotional stories through film.
Yeah. Everything that we do. I mean, we run a branding agency. So I work with my clients in the development of their products, programs, or events, but then we tell it through films. We tell their brand story through film, teaser film, everything. Because everything I do to sell is just the film. Like it's the film up and they buy, right? Because it connects. So if that's the case, obviously we have an incredible film crew, one that lives here in Bali. I have another that's in California. Solomon lives pretty close to you. They're amazing filmmakers. We can show you our films if you need help in that direction. Because it would be your most vital piece, is to get a teaser for that first event that shows the whole experience, boom, and then the sale to the second one is easy. We typically will always add value to all of the locations and venues where we actually give them a film for their use as well. So you create yours, but then you give them one. That's a big added value for every collaboration that we always do as well. So that would be a good one to give back to them. They would go gaga for that. So that would be, of course, the film side. Yeah, we can help with that. Easy. Bring our whole film crew we've been working with for 10 years to get those type of things completed and done. Sales funnel, sales pages, copywriting, that front end stuff to sell it. Like we do that easily. Then the organization of the event side, I have my watch is talking to me. My assistant's really incredible, Victoria. She runs, she's awesome. I don't know what type of people you need, or you need to hire a crew. But Victoria manages like the, all of the clients and their structure, their organization, their welcome, the speakers, all of that stuff. That's another really big one. And if you don't have people, you're paying for something and they don't have a group or a contact that just tells them all along the way, they get a bit lost, right? So
especially when you're bringing in because it looks like from what I was talking with Zach, it's like you're going to be having some high profile marketers, speakers, influencers, and you need to have that one nucleus, that person who knows how to connect. And when shit hits the fan, she's the point person, not you, not Zach, but the one person, and smooths things over. It goes a long way.
Yeah. That's what Zach was telling me. He was telling me that that's something that you guys definitely have, that I 100% know that is crucial and that we definitely need, because we're going to be working on so many other moving parts. That you need someone that's focusing on that.
Yeah. I mean, so that's the definite suggestion. One person that manages either, usually one will handle client, the other handles the speakers. And that's like vital, because then the speakers are like super happy to do it and the clients feel great. So you've got someone that they know, this is the person you talk to if you've got issues. Speakers have someone that they get to talk to, so they know what's going on for them. And then, it's the process, it's the welcome, it's the logistics, all of that stuff, But again, I'm kind of just laying it. I want to, see what, if you're like, yes, please, yes, or what.
Yeah, no, entirely. The video and photography we kind of have covered for the first event, because that's all we're doing. That's just focusing on video and photography. The second one, we don't have that covered yet. So that would definitely be awesome to have someone that can actually kind of capture the entire event as it's happening. Because the first one isn't really a transformational event. Event number one is just we're going there to create some content for them, because if you look at their Instagram page now, it's all over the place. They have a beautiful resort, which is why I'm like, there's so much opportunity for you guys to do something here if you guys actually honed in on your brand and did it correctly. So we're going to go there. The first one is going to be that. Just get them enough content so that they have stuff they can be posting consistently throughout the year. Zach's going to help them out on the social media front, since that's what he does. And then we're going to try to do something, because the marketing director for Angsana is the name of the resort. He used to work with someone else like three years ago, and they did an event that was successful, and now they're having it as like their annual thing. So he's trying to find the annual event that he can start throwing for this resort. So if it's a success, we have repeat business every year.
Yeah, and that's awesome, because then then the people wait for it. I mean, we have 3 a year, and they know we're coming to Bali twice and Orlando once, and they plan their year, right? It's like, okay, I know where I'm going. So I think that's a powerful way to do it, and really strong for the venue as well. So having that type of content, yeah, I mean, easily. And I'll give you some examples of all the stuff that we've done as well, because our team is great. We can help there if that's needed. Yeah. So the event itself, let me ask, the venue, they typically will have a really good, organization on, you select this when the foods due, this is this, and that's managed by them. Is that kind of their offering?
So I know that they're going to be, I know it says like they're going to be doing everything full board. So people that show up there, pay for the ticket, everything's handled. I mean, they have multiple different restaurants on site that people can kind of go to. Okay. They're also going to be planning some excursions in case people don't want to be sitting in a room for the entire day for 5 days, almost a week. That's a lot. Yeah. I think the cool thing is that because we're going to have the first event, Zach and I will already have time to go out there, which we're bringing people that are going to work, but my job is pretty much going to be to become buddies with the staff there and the people who are organizing, the people who are in charge, and kind of like scope the layout of everything. So I'm not really going into unfamiliar territory the second time around.
Yeah. That's okay.
So
the first one with speakers, or is it more like you're kind of coming as a tester pilot to create like something?
Yeah. So there's no speakers for the first one. The first one is just we're going there to work for them solely. I mean, they're putting us in some nice rooms, but we're just going there to work.
Yeah. Okay, great. Excellent. Yeah, because that's the best way to do it. You get to know them, you produce some content for them, you tell them this is what we're looking for the event, and then they tell you, look, this is what our crew will do for you. And typically they manage all the stuff inside, which is great. All you then need is a head person that's a point person for them that helps make decisions, not you, and then a point person for your attendees, for the future. But for that one, just get to know what they're going to offer. And then, that's...
Here's the question I have. So you're going to work for them, but if you're going there to be producing content just for this resort, the promo video that in order to sell for the August event, you need to have that transformation of how you're going to deliver the transformation. Because if all you're showing is how nice this resort is, there's no emotion besides it's a nice resort.
And that's a sticking point that we kind of had, because originally I was saying, so do we brand 2 events? And he was like, no, just come up with one theme that we can use for both. I was like, but they're entirely different. Because one of them was going there to work, it's photography. The other one was transformational business. I mean, the only brand that I know of, I mean, name-wise alone, that can kind of transfer into both would be something like an Unconventional Life, because it's kind of vague in a way, and it can kind of go across everything. But you can't come in with like a, traffic and conversion summit or a 10x growth con, because that just completely just throws everything off.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to have a theme. It's got to identify what it is. I mean, there's teasers that are great that just like boom, 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 punch and juicy, right? That let people see what the event is what we're going to do. But then when it comes to like an actual promotional film, that's when the message really needs to be delivered.
I think it's going to have to be entirely branded as 2 separate events. I think with some powerful editing, what we could do is kind of use the first people to get some good content of some of the excursions we do, people having fun in the resort itself, maybe just showcase the resort, and then kind of go to the speakers. Because I think every single speaker has a little bit of a reel, and you can kind of just like hash in the speakers and their reels of different events that they've done. But I think it's going to be difficult, like you said, if there's no speakers actually speaking in the first event, to kind of blend both.
Well, okay. So yeah, exactly. I mean, if you utilize, what would stop you from using that first one as the one that you're working for the resort, gaining their trust and knowledge, and you're just filming, let's say even a scripted teaser that you can use for the next one. So where, let's say, Zach, and if you could pull up from I just asked Larcy from real quick while I was sharing this, the one that we did for either the VIP one where I walked them through, or the most recent one where I'm talking about the event, the one that I just did, the
VIP, just the sales page.
It's on the sales page. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying this is because if you write a script, and this is what I do really well, is write a script. You use that first event for adding content and value for them to blow them up, right? Of course, it's capturing what you're doing, but then let's say it's Zach or you does a script that says, here we are, prepping right now for the upcoming event that's in April. In this event, we're bringing in the top guys, like, Dice, this, and this. Like you mentioned, bringing in their content. But this is where you're speaking to existence what it is that you're going to create for them. So it doesn't have to be show what's going on. It doesn't need speakers. He's prepping and saying, this is what we're doing. And then now it's you're using the content that's there. They're getting value because you start promoting them. They're getting content already because that's what you're bringing the content creators in for. Because I'm assuming you guys would have, okay, we come there, we're going to give you a reel, we're going to start doing photos for you, we'll post it all over social. So that's for them. I would just use that for them and specifically create one teaser reel that explains exactly what it is the next, and that's how you begin to market it.
Are we on Zoom? I can just pull it up right now.
Does that give you?
No, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, because then now it doesn't matter. You don't have to have speakers there. There's a script that says this is exactly what you need to now register for. And you walk them through the resort. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have excursions and this. And because you're already taking those excursions and content for them, you're using that exact same stuff for this film. So I think you guys could easily do it. And that would be a really stronger offer so that people will not only bring the best of the best speakers like so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so, but we're creating an adventure of a lifetime. And join us, register now, fill out the application. And they go to a sales page. You know, that would probably be your best usage of that first event so that you can get all the content you need. Brian's gonna pull up one of our sales pages just so you can see it. Screen.
I will.
Yeah, it's just the newest, not the VIP. You changed that, right? Yeah, cool. Yeah, so so he can see what you're doing. Yeah, there we go. We'll just show it to you just so you get an idea. This is one that I did for our most recent event. I was at my event and I was doing more of a documentary that we're launching about every day of our event. But this could be something that you do while you're there, that it's more scripted, you know, and it just expresses exactly.
Let me know when you're able to see.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, speaker's on. There you go. It's quick, but this is, I think, and then giving it a strong name that you'll just use forever. Brand that, give it a logo. Brand awareness is key in today's modern digital era. And with the rapid growth of social media platforms and the simplicity for all brands to compete on the same playing field, business owners have to start getting creative with how their brand message reaches their clients and customers. Hi, I'm Rhonda Swan, the CEO and founder of the Unstoppable Branding Agency and the Sexy Brand Building Formula programs, where we help our clients create a sexy brand through strategic brand marketing, image, and film. I believe every small business owner deserves to stand out in a sea of marketing messages and make their competition relevant with the right brand image, brand message, and strategy. If your brand and marketing is well thought out, but design and images look terrible, no one will take your business seriously. If your design is beautiful, but your marketing message isn't planned out so strategically, it will fall flat on its face. That's where our team comes in. We help our clients restructure their brand image, great storytelling through customers and clients can know to attract and truly excite you. At our brand is this is one, obviously I was in it, so I'm showcasing what it is. But now we have, and I'll give you a list of the others because it's more applicable to you. It's just a script, and then it walks them through what we're going to be doing, what you'll be doing, and it will just sell it, you know. And so now that would be something. This is something that I use for all of my events. I just constantly utilize it. Is that something that you guys were thinking about creating?
We weren't. I was trying to figure out how the heck I was going to blend both, and that's it.
The video actually has to show exactly what they're going to experience. When they watch it, they're like, "Uh-huh."
Yeah.
Got it.
But so being there,
you're essentially saying create a teaser video that kind of uses the people that are already there as kind of actors.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. Yeah, create it as actors and then do a voiceover or a walkthrough. Like if it's Zach, like, hey, Zach Benson, I had this, is it Zach or is it you? Like who's the
we're not at that phase yet. We haven't decided who's going to be the main face.
Okay. Ideally, if
whoever's the most camera friendly person out of the team that we end up building, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, and that wants to be the forefront as well, and that has maybe the most influence or the most impact, right? That's the ideal piece. Is
Yeah.
someone they're gonna, oh my God, I have to be there, right? I recognize or I respect them. And then the script should just be that. Look, Zach Benson, and it can be fun, like super fun, like a vlog. Also, which we have several of these. Like, all right, listen, we are in the Maldives right now. We are so pumped. We're prepping for the upcoming event that's coming up in August. Take a look at this resort. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're gonna have people like this, 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 and this, and this, doing this, this, and this, and this, and it's just do.
Showing them speak in their power, like, where who they are. It's like,
yeah. So that would be, I think, one of the sexiest ways for you guys to do it. Leverage your time the first way, right? The first event, and use if it is Ryan Dice, if it is big names, and you already have them, use their names if that's going to be
a couple of people we're in talks with right now would be like Steve Sims and Dan Fleischman.
Awesome. Right? And they have film. They have tons of film. But you can even just layer their names in as well. You don't even need their film because you're in the resort. Like if you set it up, we're getting ready for the upcoming event because that will still be utilized anytime. It's like you're showcasing it again. And then at the actual event itself, then you create one like mine, where it's like, this is what we do, and it showcases exactly what you do, right? And I think that would be your best leverage piece because those teasers kick ass. They sell it.
One thing that's like a sticking point for me right now is coming up with an actual name and a theme for the brand. Because like I said, if this was just a one-off event, it'd be a lot easier to come up with a cool thing. But because it's a bigger brand that we're trying to maybe kind of find like a cookie cutter way to say, okay, cool, it's the event Maldives, like Unconventional Life Bali, Unconventional Life South Africa. We want something that we can kind of take from here and kind of go other places. That's been a sticking point for me because I feel like once I have the brand, once I have the theme, I can start working on what I want that to look like. But until I know what that is, how do you make it look like what you don't know what it is yet?
Very good point. So yeah, you guys don't actually have the identity name for it. So if it's about transformation, we don't certainly want to compete with any other transformational events. We want it to be more, it sounds to me, what I know is that it's very focused on business scale and structure and not as much at impact. Yes, but is impact your word? Like what would be your word?
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull something up real quick.
Yeah. Because what Zach was saying, he's going to bring in big time, not only marketers, but influencers. So is it the influencers events to scale a business or?
Yeah, we'll see. I think the big time influencers was more so the first one. The second one, I think they're influencers, but I would more so call them thought leaders or let me see, what was it? So like some of the words because I was just writing down words pretty much.
Zach wore uncommon the other day. Like I was trying to, every time I'm talking to him, I was digging into really where's the theme going to come from?
Yeah, exactly. Let me see. So words that I was thinking about were words like summit, elevate, paradise, unplugged, rise, breakthrough, unlocked, escape, potential. No, I don't like the word potential. I'm going to cut that out. Potential means you could be something, but you're currently not.
Yeah.
Let's cut that one out. Cool.
And they're business owners, right? These are not just people they're actually business owners with money. Entrepreneurs or business owners with money.
Yeah, I think it's more so people that are trying to make an impact, which tends to usually be people that decide to do that through business.
Yeah.
Even people that decide to make an impact through charity, they have to incorporate and they have to have some business backing behind it. So I think it's just people who are generally trying to make an impact and do something with their lives. They don't have to be the CEO of Chase Bank, They could even have just a mom and pop flower shop, or they could just be a digital nomad that just wants to see the entire world and do some cool stuff along the way. I think the main thing would be more so just people who are looking to have their lives change, transformative, have a breakthrough in whatever it is that they're trying to have a breakthrough in.
Yeah. Obviously the word impact is strong. I don't know any events are called impact as of yet, because if it's about all high level thought leaders, business owners, then making an impact, it would resonate with all of us, right? It's not hokey pokey. It's not, right? It's strong. So I would cycle around a word like that. otherwise we're competing with, because I don't see this necessarily being like an unconventional life, which is a lot of,
it's 11:30.
you know, like a lot of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, a conventional life is, I haven't been to one, but from the pictures and like the people that I've spoken to that have been to them, it's a lot more,
Spiritual.
I don't know how to find a word. Yeah, it's a lot more holistic focus, more spiritual focus, more, yeah.
It is. It absolutely. I mean, we get that, but I'm structured. Like I got things to do, right? So I'm a business owner.
But I think there's room for that. I think a lot of what you learn in an unconventional life are ways to prime your body for positivity. And you can start your morning at any kind of event having activities that are around that. So you can still have yoga sessions in the morning. You can still have meditative sessions in the morning before the events that are going to be more intensive.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And prime your mind for accepting knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we run our events. Very, you know, we've sound healers and all that great stuff. We prep them for the things that they need to learn. And then we intertwine activities and fun with business and building and, you know, excitement.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's perfect. I mean, you need to have a certain level of spirituality to what you do, but at the end of the day, if you want to get something done, you need to be kind of vicious and attack-ive and go-getter about it.
That's it. Absolutely. Yeah. So going back then to the name, it has to have a bold PowerPoint to it. Then it's got to have a strong like meaning, you know. So then breakthrough obviously is used. So, you know, it's a Tony Robbins thing, which is breakthrough. And, you know, creating a breakthrough, yes, in content and copy. I don't know if breakthrough would want to be your forefront word.
I think breakthrough is more of an emotion than a
result.
I think impact is a cool word, because breakthrough also means like it also kind of gives you the feeling that you're stuck now but want to get somewhere else. And I think getting to the point where you can admit that you need a breakthrough takes some work in and of itself.
That's absolutely.
Impact can be cool just because impact can be prideful people who just think they're awesome and they're making impacts, or impact can be the introvert that really wishes he was able to make an impact. So I think impact is a cool word, or I can just look at synonyms for that as well.
You know, it's relating to everything. Yeah, it's either their social impacts, with their message, with their, you know, what their work is, and leaving marks. I mean, it's strong. It's a strong word.
Yeah. There is an event called Impact.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Yeah, but it's in Muay Thai. It's a big, different type of event. Yeah, it's totally different. Yeah, I've never heard of it. So Brian just researched one.
If they've trademarked the name Impact, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to just be impact in and of itself. It can be something impact or impact something. And then.
Yeah, so then it's like maybe it's, yeah, I mean, goodness, we do VIP retreats. Ours is VIP branding retreat, Bali, VIP branding retreat, Orlando.
I love how you guys have like the Miami Vice, like pink at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. And our designers are amazing. If you guys don't have designers, we got a huge, incredible design team. Do you have design guys?
We have the marketing guy for Angsana that said he can do them, and that was just something we were going to go with, just to go in-house so we don't have to fork out money beforehand. But anything that we can do in-house without having to spend too much money up front, then we're down for it.
Well, yeah, if we come up with a cool idea or I can just help, you know, guide our guys, I'll tell them to create a logo, and then we just show you guys and see if you like it. Because that's also what we do. I mean, because we do events for myself, but for our clients, we have like complete brand packages. Like they'll create not from manuals to the invitations to the tickets to the stand-up banners, all the design work. Our guys we have a package, events package, and it's super dope too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's something that we would obviously do because, you know, Zach, we're doing that.
So what was it that interested you guys in? Was it just kind of like a we just want to help thing, or what was it that interested you guys in more so being a part of it aside from just kind of helping?
Zach's, you know, revealing like, this is my first. I don't really know. So I'm going, okay, cool. What's it about? Like, yeah, I'm excited to speak. What do you want me for? Because I run this, and he does Create Your Perfect Day. He's the surfer, the Zen guy that, you know, and my daughter is a fashion designer, 11 years old, total powerhouse influencer around the world. I'm like, what can we talk about? He goes, I don't know. You guys are just super cool. I'm like, okay. So what's the objective? Like, what's the, you know, the idea? And he's like, I don't know. We're just going to bring some really cool people around. I'm like, oh, cool. So it's your first one. So do you have, you know,
who's your coordinator?
Yeah, like, what do you, and he goes,
well, that's one thing that I definitely need is a point of contact that I can be bouncing ideas off with daily, because Zach is so busy all the time. And I mean, good for him. I mean, he's built his level of success up to where he can be busy. But a lot of people wish they were that busy or had reason. But sometimes it's like, okay, cool. I have like a bunch of things that are happening and like, I can't get a hold for like 5 days. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
But
that's where it came from. It was like Zach, I knew Zach had a need, and because of who he is, it's great. Although if you want to run an event, I said, man, if you want to run an event, just know there's a lot of little underground things. So who's helping you run that or doing it? I said, like, we run our own team. I can help guide you. And he's like, cool, let me connect you to that's where we are. So yeah, and of course, because he's invited us, you know, our whole family to be there, you know, we'll help in any way, because that's part of what I do as well, right? That's part of my.
I was surprised speaking to so many different people that do events around the world. I would have thought that more of them actually been to the Maldives. I don't think I realized like how big of a thing Maldives was until.
We haven't either.
Yeah.
We've traveled all over the world for 10 years and said the one place we haven't gone still is the Maldives. It's super close to us. And we're like, heck, yes, you just made something come true.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, so that's how we got to where we are. But this is my jam. This is the stuff that I love to do. So we literally we could hack out like the name, the message pretty quickly. We do that. And then if you have a need for, you know, sales pages and that type of structure, we can also help that happen. I mean, really, I can help all of it happen if it's needed. I also have a finite amount of time, but I'm happy to contribute in any way as possible. But I also, like, Larcy's my assistant. So things that you might need, like, we can help task it out to my team. We have a huge team. So if we come to a good agreement, I can say, team, create them a whole event look, and they'll just go, and we'll send you a file, and you're like, that looks badass, cool. Yeah. Right? Like, we can do that kind of stuff on the brand side. The organization side, my assistant Victoria is from the UK. She's unbelievable, very organized. I think based on the time frame, I think we could probably have Victoria help a bit in the organization side, depending on, you know.
Would we need to have Victoria present? Would we need to have her out there to kind of run things on a daily while she's there?
It's extremely important to have that person. It doesn't matter if it's Victoria, but that person is vital. She's almost, it's the heartbeat of everything. It's like,
the person that's primed to be like the secretary that kind of takes all the bad calls, deals with people's crap, and kind of fixes things. And
I used to be like that. Now it's just her. And now
so the speakers can just focus on, look, I've got to speak. I've got to focus on the people. I don't want to deal with this right now. That's the other thing. They're giving us 8 days there, but I want to make the event probably like around 4-ish, 5-ish, maybe at max. And one of the reasons why I thought is because every single event that I've been to, they're so intensive that sometimes you don't have enough bandwidth to take in so much. Like sometimes you only have like 1 to 2 or 3 things. And if there's so much information, you don't know what it can be overwhelming. And the second is I want to have 2 days beforehand in case I want the speakers to fly in like the first day. And in case any flights get delayed or anything, I want them to be there so they can kind of relax and kind of get familiar with the area so they can feel like they're speaking out at their own home and not just like off the plane onto the stage. And then afterwards as well, so the speakers can kind of relax and kind of just hang out around each other and network and have their flights and not be rushed to get off the island.
It's ideal. I mean, there is a exact formula to that. It's if you have 8 days, 1 day before has to be team only arrival and speakers. Team and arrival for speakers. It's the welcome dinner. It's the, hey, let's get you connected. It's their gifts in their rooms. It's that calmness.
It's the VIP, like, hey, you matter. You know?
That's right. That's day 1. And literally we have, this is a mapped out plan that we have already. Day 1. Day 2 is arrival day. Speakers get to do whatever they want. They're relaxed. All the guests arrive and there's an arrival, committee, like welcome, they get checked in, they go to their room. Then there's a dinner that night that's typically planned. It's celebratory. It's got some fun stuff. Speakers, the head introduces what's going to happen. Right. And then that's the day 2. So you already got day 2s and you haven't even done anything yet. Then your next 3 days should be content and blended content with activity. So if this is supposed to be an experiential event and not just crack, right? Well, like mine, they have to do brand films. They do content films. Like they got to be busy. And we still mirror stuff in between. So this one's supposed to be connection, joint ventures, relationships with content, like they've got to have a purpose. Then you open up to activity that's open. Then it's a session after lunch or a session before lunch, then time, another session, and then a dinner. So then you're just twisting and twirling full of content, but it's not too much. Mm-hmm. And then people can enjoy that. And you do that for 3 days, like 2 to 3 sessions max per day. And then you're twisting in evening dinners with an experience or with entertainment. And then
breakout session in case someone wants to have more intensive with one specific speaker they vibed with over the other.
That's exactly it. And then each speaker then has like a sign up, like they're willing to take, do a private session in the evening. That's usually one of the best ways. If there's a speaker that has their own breakout and then people really just want a little bit more, then that speaker says, hey, why don't we go to dinner together and we'll do a little dinner together.
I'm sure there's multiple restaurants there where hey, we're going to go to this restaurant. Join me if you want.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of neat ways to plan it. I think the biggest will be that setup, that welcome, and then just the organization, the actual schedule. So people have their schedule, the whole event themselves, the people that are working the resort know where to guide them. And then you've got 1 point person for speakers and 1 point person for attendees. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's super important. And then you guys are able they come to you. You don't come to them. They just say, hey, check real quick. They've got it all, but you're just saying yes or no. So you're able to be with the guests. It's really important. That transformed my events when I wasn't the one that was making decisions. They made decisions. They just checked in.
So let's do this. Let's go with like 3 actionable steps that you think I need to get to work on right now. I think number 1, first of all, is figure out the brand of the team. We have to exactly come up with the brand identity.
The brand identity and the name. Obviously, we know that most of the details, sales pages, stuff like that can be put together. Second, though, just really the intentions of the first event and knowing exactly what we're going to do at the first event, and then how will we leverage that to market the second one, which is things like things like that, prepping a script.
When it comes to legalities and contracts and stuff like that, how do you guys go about that? Because I have 0 experience with that. It's 4 events at least.
Yeah, well, you can get an event's insurance. Typically, the hotels will allow you to leverage them, right? So there's an insurance within the hotel. That's why it's always good to do it there. Ask them, do you provide, security insurance within the event? That's why it's good to do it there. Second is every speaker has to have a contract, right? This is what we're expecting of you. This is what we're willing to do. And we use ReadySign. So we put the contract on there. They sign it. It's digital. Third and fourth.
The contract has to do with the resort, or the contract has to do with the people who are doing the event?
The resort is with you. They'll do there with you. You have to have a contract with every speaker. And I can give you an example of what we use, but I'm willing to do this. It's about offers. It's about, the extension to what you guys create together. Like our speakers, if they make an offer, we share commission 40-60, right? And it's an agreement because those are, we bring big speakers in, we don't lose our clients. Yeah. But it just matters what your intentions are. So you just have a agreement with them. That's what we expect from you. Intermingle, interact with our people, blah, blah, blah. Hold the brand, at its highest level. We expect you to be at every dinner, right? Like you got to give them expectations. Mm-hmm. I can give you a template of what we use for speakers. That's easy. Second is then a signature and agreement from the guests. Expectations, NDAs, right? We have all that too. I can give you all of our NDA, all of that. You can just, re-edit it to make it your own. They're generic. But you have to have your non-disclosure and non-compete and NDA. Otherwise, people come and they steal your content, blah, blah, blah. But it just makes them think. Business owners love that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then, just holds them up. It just upholds what you expect from them. So those are when they register and they fill out an application. Let's say you're either going to expect them to pay immediately or you're going to call them. Depends on how you guys are closing people. Mm-hmm. The way we can set it up is that when they, let's say, pay, immediately they make their payment, they get an email that confirms and says, please sign this NDA and this expectation document. Mm-hmm. It's all automated. And then We have an assistant that makes sure it gets done, and we check those off the list before they even arrive. And if they arrive without an NDA, your assistant knows. They say, here, sign this on the iPad right now.
Should we start promoting the second that we have our brand identity and our name, or should we wait to start promoting until we actually have video content of the resort?
Okay. The very first event is in May and the second one's in August?
Yes.
Is the attendees in May, are they just people that you're going to bring in and you're finding, or are you actually marketing it to them to come?
A few of them. I mean, a few of them have some pretty high-level brands online, not necessarily in that space, but they're just like high-level celebrity photographers and videographers. So a couple of them will be coming also to the second one just because they've left free trips. And one of them actually helped us get the resort because he has like 3 pages on Facebook. I mean, on Instagram that are just in the multiple millions specifically for luxury resorts. So he kind of came to bat for us. He's a buddy of mine. He said, hey, yeah, I'll go ahead and do a bunch of posts and stuff on my page. And through his contacts, since he shares a bunch of people's work, he was able to pretty much just like send personal messages to higher level guys, and they all just said yes.
Killer. So that question is, I would then keep everything in May super private and then release a film, because then it shows you're really seriously. So if you're really serious about this event, if you have teasers, and certainly word of mouth is awesome. It's easy. That's what happens with that. Like that part where it's seeding. But I would come with impact, and if that's what it's about, it's impact. Is that boom right at the end of May, 1st of June, July, and then the events at the end of August. 3 months is a lot of time to market. Sort of. But if you don't have an audience and you guys are needing to pay for things, that's when we always say you need 5%.
Yeah, my only concern with the timeline from May to August was, do you think that's enough time to actually get people to pay?
Yeah, it's true. It's a new event. So. It's a new event. You're right. Ours, people just know when they come. We can drop an event and say we're doing it next month, and people know what they expect. So, yeah, you're right. You guys need at least 5 months. Typically, 5 months window is because you need the interest.
Teasers, not even allowing people and being on like the waiting list, or it's like, hey, we got something going on. It's just kind of like the movie thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Who is it going to be launched to? Who's the actual audience? Is it going to be marketed to cold, or is everyone going to use their tribes or their networks?
I think, I mean, if I had a mastermind already, what I would probably do is just offer it at like early bird pricing to the mastermind first before, the speakers are able to offer to theirs, because then they can sell it immediately. I think what we could possibly do is start locking in the speakers ahead of time. So maybe the teachers can just be who's going to be speaking at the event. And then the visuals can kind of come in May once we start doing stuff there. Until then, I'm sure we can get some stuff off of the resort's website to kind of at least show where it's going to be at. Maybe some highlight reels or some speaker reels of the speakers at other events that they've done, so people can kind of get a feel of like the emotion that the crowds they usually speak to. And then it can kind of get really honed in and branded to us once we were actually set foot on, at the resort.
Yeah, that's obviously a really great move. Is it going to go on everyone's individual Facebook pages, Instagrams, or is there a network? Because we could literally set up where you do, once you have the brand name, the logo, and the look, it's join us. It's promo image. Join us. Fill out an application, get on the waiting list. We're going to be contacting you. And then everyone utilizes that. It can be swipe up images. Whoa, hey, look, I just found out I'm going to be here. Swipe up, go take a peep at it. And then it goes to a sales page with an application. Like, you can start doing that, right? And that's just imaging. That's just branded image and graphics. So, that's
basically like the number one capitalized exclamation mark, bold italics is going to be, I got to figure out the brand identity.
Yeah, you got to get the name and the look. So if you want to work on that, we can just stop talking about everything and work on that part. And then, if we get an idea, I can send it to our team and just have them, start creating ideas and looks for it. Impact is killer. I keep seeing for some reason the big squares.
Yeah, I really like Impact. My only thing about Impact is I don't want to, if the other company has already trademarked the event Impact for anything else, I don't want to run into any, legalities there. So.
Well, but impact is a word. It's not a brand, right? So it's a word. Yeah. The brand can be, let's say it's, entrepreneurs impact event. Impact is just a word, gotcha. Right? So it's like I use branding, I use VIP, I use retreat. Like Unstoppable is our brand, but it's not, others use it, right? So it's just the word, it's how you put it together, it's the look. So the branded element of it is a logo, or the look of it, the color, right? That's yours. Impact as a word just represents the event itself, of the name of it. So I don't think that you're going to run into troubles with trademarking. That never is an issue when it comes to names. Breakthroughs, not reruns.
I really like impact. I think there's a lot we can do with impact.
Like for some reason, I keep thinking in my mind, this square, which is impact in bold with square around it. And then it either has, the Entrepreneur's Impact event or Impact Maldives, just straight up. Right? Because it's just bold.
When you said the word impact earlier on this call, that's the first thing I did was I wrote impact in bold and put a square around it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, on my page. Yeah, it's on my stuff.
That's totally ridiculous. That's exactly how that's okay. That's okay. That's it. Must be. It's channeled. Yeah. That's cool. I dig that.
No, I like impact.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot you can do too, especially when it's going to be an impact. When you're talking about impacting things globally, it's an easy jump from one country to the next location.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. So
like a mission to impact the world event-wise, like one country at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would let's look at that, and then what the tagline would be that represents exactly what you guys are doing. So desired outcome, what it is, desired outcome. Event for entrepreneurs that want to impact the world. Like something that tells exactly who it's for, and then what's the desired outcome. Like for instance, Brian's going to do a dude's retreat. His is a surfers retreat for men that love their life, love their wife, and want to leave an impact on the world. Like dudes, right? But so they have to be married. They got to be surfers. So it's just so they know exactly who it's for.
And that's the thing with you, because when Rhonda asked you like who is it for, and you gave it was kind of like, well, who is it? Like for me, when you said digital nomads, or I don't know if you said that, or people that want to travel the world, to me I'm like, no, there's so many of those types of events. I would see it, and this is actually how I pictured it when Zach was telling me at first, because the way that he told it to me is I want to have high level people that are the top of their games of for marketers, influencers, people that are high up there. And I'm like, well, who are you bringing? And maybe I think he was saying like, 6, 7 figure, 8 figure earners. And I'm like, yes, that's what you need. And it's not like, sorry guys, the unconventional life, there's like, they got their niche. This is like, you're not only going to get to see speakers, but the benefit of when you come there is you got JVs with powerful people of like in different industries. That's where I make a decision of like, which events am I going to attend? I'm like, wow, these powerful speakers, but holy shit, the joint ventures that I could collaborate with, the body. And then you can also charge a lot more too.
Yeah.
That's it. Because we know digital nomads and influencers on that online space usually don't make much money. They've got great images. They don't have a lot of money.
Influencers are just basically they get paid to show up to take pictures, but they're not going to pay for an event.
And you might know influencers of a different space.
Yeah, well, and the influencers that I know are in the travel space, and I mean, at first all, I just hate the word influencer, and also the word content creator, because content creator literally means, I make stuff.
Right. That's right.
It can do anything. We're creating content right now because this is recorded. I mean, I'd be more specific.
Exactly. And I would also suggest that even the content creator side still suggests this, I've got a skill and I'm traveling and you're going to give me money for me to give you content, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I am ready to create more impact or that I have a value that could add to an 8-figure business owner like us, right? Like I love influencer marketing. I love that, but we have film crews. I have a design team. I have all of that. And so that's nice. And I love meeting people like that. But as the attendee, it's like, look, I'm looking for joint ventures, incredible humans that run events that I can either speak at or that I can extend my services to. And so I think maybe getting really clear on that person as well.
Yeah, I need to create the avatar. That's the second thing.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one thing, because
The attendee avatar, yeah.
where you can actually create that logo or the impact, but who are you serving?
Yeah, and I apologize, because I actually had thought you guys already had that toned down or tuned in. But
I think we just need to get really specific on it is what we need to get, because I mean we have a general sense of who we want to go after, but I think you need to get to the point where you're giving that person a name, an age, a story, so you know exactly who to target.
Yeah, like for my surfers retreat, it's not going to be 20-year-olds that want to go travel the world and surf.
Yeah.
No, you're on a super yacht. You're going to be paying some big money.
Yeah.
But the people that you're going to be surrounding yourselves with are freaking heavy duty people. These are players.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun, but man, the people that you're surrounding yourself with.
Yeah, they're CEO surfers, right? They're big guys.
They have the money. They have no time. I see it.
And their wives are pissed when they go on surf retreats. So I'm saying, look, bring your lady there. Don't worry, I'll teach her how to make money, and you can go surf, and she'll be happy, or she'll be more fulfilled.
Yeah. We run 7-figure businesses, so it's like you come. Yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna surf the world's best waves. We're gonna have bintangs, but man, we're gonna be making. There's gonna be business coming out of this.
Yeah. So that's a big one. Is just knowing that person. And once you know them, the word impact's awesome. They'll relate to all of them. But then you say, look, this is for on the sales page with the content. This is for creators, business owners that have already running a business. You're already doing this. We want to bring to you not only the best experience, but also those that can help elevate or scale your business or your connections. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's those are the type of languages.
Here's one other thing that I'm thinking.
No, it's okay. We're just like, bleh. You're like, oh.
But once you,
I love it.
This is the best way that I can see how the event. It's like almost a no-brainer. You got to be very selective on who your speakers are. You got one. Let's say you got the Instagram king, right? Who's Zach, right? Then you got this Facebook marketer, and then you got this content creator. You have like pretty much all the pieces of the puzzle to take somebody from the offline world onto the online world. Oh, you want somebody that does high-end videos for branding? You go to Rhonda. Oh, you want some Instagram thing to freaking boost up? You go to Zach. Oh, you got some Facebook marketing? Boom, go to Ryan.
And that's exactly right. How you select the speakers is what is the outcome that you want, the results. Rich, you want people to go, oh my gosh, you have that guy, and that guy, and that guy. That can help me create impact, influence, whether it's through film, Instagram, through content marketing, through whatever, Facebook marketing, whatever that might be. It's what is the exact results a 7 or an 8-figure earner of a business needs, or the relationships that they want. Maybe it's a big high-end podcast guy, right? How do I get my message in front of more people? So, that's how I select my speakers. What is the results? How I work with my clients, and what are the results that they need? I don't need a film guy there because I got them, but I do need a Facebook marketer there that can help them scale. I need the influencer for Instagram that can help them grow their influence, right? So I would look at.
They have to be you have to be very selective, and you have to make sure that each speaker that's representing each niche is high level.
Yeah. So if we start with, and I can actually scrabble some stuff down to you and send it over to you. Like it just made me think this is actually what I need to do for some of my clients that are creating their first event. Because usually they work with me for so long, and then they just know when I do this, they're like, oh yeah, I get that. But since you guys are doing your first event, then I'll put something together like, okay, who's that person? Like, let's identify them. What's the name? What's the tagline? What's the result? And then now, how do we pick the speakers? You're probably not going to need more than 5 or 6 really true speakers in this event, really, that can create that result for that person. Because once we know he's a 7 or 8 figure, what does that guy need? He's got the money. Maybe he wants insight, or he wants, to change the way he talks to his wife. We got to think about that. Like, what are we looking to do for these guys?
And one of the things, Zach, when I was with him for the first time, he was, it was kind of okay, he wanted to help us out on Instagram. And I said, okay, great. And here's what we do. Well, when we met, he was like, oh shit, you guys, raising a kid in this entrepreneurial world. He's like, I love your vision. I love what, your child is doing this. We're put into that, oh, hey, here's this family lifestyle, and you want to have a kid that can rocket as an entrepreneur by the age of 10, 11, 12, 13, people are like, yeah, I want to go just because of them. I want to meet, the swans. I want to meet the suns.
How did you guys meet Zach? Did you guys meet Zach recently, or was it?
At Unconventional Life, yeah. My daughter was a speaker, and the boss, super boss, I should send you her media kit. She's incredible. She has her own fashion label.
It's 12 o'clock.
So we ended up meeting Jules because she needed a dress. One of the girls that I was speaking at in Vegas that was coming to the event, Sarah, Jules said, I need a gold dress. She goes, oh my God, I just met this incredible fashion designer kid. She spoke on stage. Here's a picture of her Instagram. Look at her stuff. And Jules went, oh my God, I need that dress. She goes, oh, she happened to live in Bali. Jules comes over, meets my daughter. We give, style her for the whole event for clothing. My daughter speaks at Unconventional Life. Zach walks up and goes, holy shit, I want to help this kid grow her Insta. She's already a boss, 40, whatever, 5,000. How can I help you guys? He didn't know anything that we did at that point. He just looked at us as a family that was raising a kid traveling the world for 10 years. And then we met, of course, he's like, whoa, wait a minute. I love your kid. I want you guys to speak because this is awesome. But then he backtracked and went, wait, you do what? And then we said, cool, let's hang out like a lot. And then it became, let's talk to Francisco because you guys got to tighten this baby up. That's what happened.
Yeah. No, exactly. No, Zach always reaches out to me with new connections. He just gets excited about meeting new people, but he's never been so excited and persistent and consistent of just talking about the swans. I was just like, all right, Zach.
Yay! Well, we take him as well, and that's, I think,
I'm going to be with him for a week in Thailand. So we're going to the same Mind Valley Mastermind event. So if there's stuff, I'm going to be bouncing stuff back.
Yeah, I heard about that. Well, what are the dates again?
19th through the 26th.
Yeah.
Of this year. Of this month?
11 days from now.
19, 20. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to go to that anyways. I'll be in Chile. But, yeah. Cool. Well.
Yeah, like there's a lot now, right? But you just made me decide also to put together like a manual for you guys. So I might be able to whip something out like that can really help you guide it.
So attendee avatar, the brand.
Yeah. Tagline, the brand, the avatar specifically, and then let's connect the avatar to the speakers of what the result is. And from there, we begin building that message, building pages. Everything happens like rapid from there. We get that nucleus. Everything can happen strong and fast.
And
connect avatar to speakers, and then after you connect to the speakers, at that point, it's just you start dealing with the contracts, the agreements, and
And I will have Victoria, or actually Larcy, can you please do me a favor? Grab our NDA contract. Just start compiling some content for us. The NDA, the speaker contract, Ready Sign, resources that we use, the Ready Sign, online stuff that's easier. And then all those contracts that we use for the event. And,
worries, I can get it.
Yeah, thanks, sweetie. Larcy's awesome. So Larcy will always be able to help you.
Larcy, you're awesome.
Like we do these incredible manuals for our events. Everyone comes with like a fully branded manual with like the look of everything's gonna look like, and like everything that the speakers speak on. So they take this awesome, sexy stuff home. These are really a big giveaway if people are spending top dollar, that you just have the speakers say, okay, what's your content? Give me like 3 pages or something of what you're going to teach or giveaways or handouts, and you put it into a killer manual. Like we have process, so ours is all based on process, but this would be a cool thing to have someone take away. And our guys are gems at manuals. Like we can do, manuals like coming out your back because they're so good, but they're valuable as well to the event. So it's like we'd have the branded look, the schedule, the speaker profiles, and then the content from the speakers, and they're just really powerful.
You could even start doing something kind of like what Tough Mudder does, where every single Tough Mudder you do, or once you complete like 5 or 10 or 15, you get a different color headband to kind of like show like you're advancing like through the ranks of the Tough Mudder thing. Yeah. And like at the end, like after like event number 10 or 15, whatever, you get invited to like a specific one that only like the elite of the elites, get to.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, no, that's a really good idea because like that's what they do at the ClickFunnels event. I don't know if you know ClickFunnels, it's the platform. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should. Zach works with Russell. We're part of their whatever. We've got a couple 2Com Club awards, and then
he told me. Congrats on that. It's a great job.
But when we went to their event, this is the first I actually really was part of it. They're like, people were dying to get these little flags on their badge. Like, Like they had to have their 1, 2, 3, 4, all these people were like walking around with these big old long things on their badges because they want to be known for it. So you were creating something super sexy and divine for like big high-end guys. Maybe it's like a freaking ring, right? Or like something they come to, you get to come to the big private event and then they get something as an award because people love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And what's a rough ballpark? What are you thinking of charging?
Yeah, what is the price point?
Because it's all inclusive. It's 6-7 days. What's the ballpark price you're thinking?
I think that's going to depend. Right now, we have to negotiate exactly what price we're going to get the rooms for because they're going to give us a media rate. But there's obviously different rooms. Like if someone wants to come and stay like in the number 1 VIP villa where it has like a jacuzzi and a pool overlooking the ocean in the middle of the ocean, it's going to be more than just like a beachside villa. So I think I'll know more price point, but we'll probably also have different packages in case someone can't afford the most, or in case someone definitely feels like they want to show up and ball out and they want like the best.
Yeah. But roughly, I mean, like you had to have thought about it. Roughly.
And if I had not even thought about it, I'd probably say, I mean, for that many days, I mean, how long? I know Unconventional Life is only a weekend long, and that's like $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd probably around the 7, closer to 10. 15.
You raise it. You have to have it as a high. If you want high level people, you have higher level prices. And when you have higher level prices, you're going to get people that are like, it really, constitute what is your clientele. Yeah. You have high name speakers. And the thing is, you got to think about that. It's not just an event where they're buying. They're going to be buying. You're like, I want business owners that have money. Yeah. And being able to spend on your freaking Instagram. Yeah. Be able to spend. And you think about like the speakers you have, anybody that has a service, you work out a deal with each speaker. Typically it's a 50-50 or 60-40. Yeah. It's a money-making thing. It's not just a one bang. Yeah. It's like they want to come and they have money to spend. They want to have fun, but they want freaking connections and getting shit done. If they're spending a week out of their time of their life, it depends. If that's the kind of clientele you want. My
suggestion for price points, because Brian's 100% spot on. If we go low level, like I was totally shocked at Jules, but there is an audience for that. There's usually coaches, they're consultants. They're not making a ton of money. They just love, that spiritual stuff, and they love that part, and they get great connections. The mid-level, 7,500, that's a nice, decent mid-level of people that may not have a ton of money, right? But they're good. They want to spend, and they have some. And then you step into the 15K to the 20s. Like our event is 14.5 if they pay in full, 17K if they need payments. And we then sift, right? I have one event in Orlando that's 5K or 7,500. And then my Bali events are 14.5, 17K. And then I just don't take anyone's bullshit. And they're the easiest to work with. They got the money, they pay, and there's no problems. The ones that you get that are below $7,000, problems. I mean, because they're scratching, right? And they want to be there. So I think a big part of what sells at that price point too is not only the brand, but also, like you said, you have to select your speakers like really, really well. And that's
you want someone that's made 7 figures at your event. You need speakers that have made 9 to 10.
That's right, 100%. Because then they're actually influenced, right? And they learn something. But then the easiest way to do it is to have 3 packages. Okay, that's the easiest way for something like yours. If it's broken up into baller, right? Mid baller and then, low baller, then my events are called sexy, sexier, and sexiest packages. Yeah. Because I know, people want to be the sexiest. Well, then they're going to pay for it. So once we decide your brand, because mine is how to create a sexy brand and turn it into a profit-making machine through film and through impact, right? So that's what my event is. But sexy, sexier, sexiest. So then you do, create like labels for those packages. And I think your lowest should, if it's 7 days, all inclusive with that rock star, paid in full, 7,500, 10K payments. Next is paid in full, 10K, 14.5, or what did we say? 7, 10 and 7 and 10. Yeah, then just go 2,500 up for payments. So then you get a premium for that. And I just would move it like that. 75, 10, and 15. Those are really strong paid in full numbers. And if somebody's just depends on what they're going to give it to you. But typically a $15K price point is like, yep, I'm that guy.
Mm-hmm. You only think twice about it.
Yeah. But logistically, that can become a nightmare too. So how many people can come?
I mean, they can accommodate up to 50, like between 50 to 100. So I mean, it's a good amount. I mean, so you guys know how to get ads in front of audiences. So I mean, if you guys can actually drive to get 50 people paying 10 grand,
it's all about the film for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the people, right? Our influence, but it's the film. Once they get a sexy ass film and the right ones use it and go, I'm coming to this. Here's the registration, and it's got a killer sales page and an application. Boom, you got sales guys closing for you. Strong. Do you have sales guys closing at all? Do you have someone that would do the closing?
Yeah, literally with me and Zach, where we're at, like the reason why they brought us to you is because they're like, look, we have a big goal. We've got a lot of work to do, and we need people who have done this before. So I mean, we're whatever it is that we need to do, we'll do it. And yeah.
All right. Well, let's start making this happen. So let's just start with a base then. Let's get the avatar, the name, and like, well, our team will start helping you create the logo design, pick the person, pick the speakers, and now we got it. Right. And then we just start doing the teaser drops of the promo images of like, fill this out. Right. And you go into the film in May, but we'll have to start splashing this now. And then just the organized stuff in the back end is what's important. So
Zach lands in LA on the 11th. I'm going to spend a few days with him, hashing everything out in person. And then I think he has to go to Dubai, and then I think he's flying straight to
Thailand.
So I'll see him.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So I mean, a lot of what me and Zach get done now, I think you and Zach will be able to kind of go over in person when you guys are together in Thailand. Yeah. And then we'll go from there. I'll probably actually be in Thailand in March, is what I'm looking like.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Hey, Larcy, really quick, can you do me a favor? The last sales page from the very last event, can you drop that in this chat real quick so I can just open the way that sales page looked? And then I'll also share with you our application page, because we have there's two different ways. One is you want to market with the sales page, and the other is just specific applications as well. So it just depends on the way that we choose to do it. I think for you guys, ideally, it's just a really super sexy sales page that just makes them feel like they're there. And you can always use pre-done content anyways. That's not yours yet, because there's always so much about the Maldives, and there's a lot of images everywhere. And then we just drive them into like, oh my God, they drool about what's going to happen there. We showcase them the speakers, what's going to be like, put in an application. I mean, you guys will, you'll nail it. And we'll be able to help probably, share it as well and, help get those there. Because I don't have an event until October and September. I have one in April, October, and the end of September. So yeah, I think we'll be able to really help even move that through. Did you see it, Larcy? You're able to drop that?
In the chat?
Yep.
Okay.
Drop it over here. Did you put in this chat for Zoom or inside of Facebook?
In Zoom.
Facebook. I hear. It looks like she dropped it in Facebook. Oh, there you go. Thanks, love.
Welcome.
No, that's the new one. That's the new one. I want the old one as well. Just
all you have to do is just click on the application. So go back to the page. It takes you to the video of the application.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the other film, the last event, not the current newest application that we just created.
I see. Okay.
I got the VIP brand. Oh, that's the homepage.
No, I just want our other sales page. So this one here, this is the application page. This is a new one. We're just getting ready. We're pushing it now because we're doing a documentary. So this is just the content style looking page. But again, if you read through this, you'll see the way it walks your mindset through making a decision of what we do. But this one's just super basic because it's all about applications. We don't want them to know too much. Just want them to follow what we do, and then they fill out an app. Okay. The other page that I wanted to share is the branding one from this last event. Larcy, do you have that in front of you?
Trying to look quick for us. Hold on. Sorry.
I'll send those over to you so you can take a peep. But that one's more descriptive. It's got a lot of images. It's the content is very deliberate, and it makes them feel like they're there. That's something I think you guys would need. The application page is after then. You've already got a lot of people that you're sifting through. This one, they need to feel it, and then they fill out just an application itself. We do 2 forms.
What kind of qualifiers do you guys usually do in your in
the application questions?
The application questions.
Yeah, I mean, and we can give you all that as well. It comes down to what the objectives, but it's money. How much are you making per month? Are you using film now for marketing? Do you have how much are you spending on marketing per month? Right, because we also we do their complete marketing strategies as well.
Mm-hmm.
We run all their ads and film their stuff. So
is that an add-on, or is it you guys do all that at the retreat? You guys help them create their brand and everything out there, so it's all inclusive.
Yeah, everything's all inclusive. I start working with them for 2 months before, and 2 months before we start developing their film, their scripts, all of that. We do brand films, photo shoots, and their content for their marketing plan.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got some work. I'm definitely gonna stay up tonight.
All right. Well, what I'm gonna do now, because you inspired me to get a better outline for you, is that we'll put some stuff together that helps you walk through it, and Perfect. Then we'll send it over, and then we can meet up again this end of this week, or
just that gets there after you guys talk with each other, then we can reconnect.
Yeah, I'll send whatever my ideas are. I'll just have my team start making some kind of a logo just to let you see it. Because sometimes when you see it, you're like, oh, I want that or I don't. Mm-hmm. Just what my thoughts would be, might work.
Yeah, perfect. I'm excited.
Cool. Me too. Super fun. Really pleasure to meet you.
Me too. You guys too.
And let us know if there's anything you need. You can use this group if you have a couple questions, and then Marcy will sort through them if I don't get them, and I'll make sure that I get back to you on them too.
Yeah. Also, what do you guys on Instagram?
We are the Unstoppable Family. Unstoppable Family, Unstoppable Surfer, Unstoppable Mama, and then Hanalei.
You guys own the Unstoppable brand online.
Yeah, we are. We do. And then Hanalei Swan she's the boss of all bosses. That girl, we had to take off. She was the unstoppable girl, but now she's such a badass that it's just
Hanalei.
Yeah, it's just Hanalei Swan now. She's like, Mom, I'm not the unstoppable girl anymore. I'll still be it. That's not my Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, but she's cool. She's a cool chick and very impactful. Yeah, so she's already at 44,000 on Instagram.
Yeah, Unstoppable Surfer. You're at 46.
Oh yeah, Dad, you're at 46. Oh,
you're at 21. You guys have a collaborative family, 100K plus.
Yeah. On Insta.
Awesome. Unstoppable Family 30. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, our Facebook is strong. It's bigger. We're bigger Facebook.
Facebook is where the money comes from.
Yeah, we don't. Instagram, I just actually
Instagram is just like, it's good.
I like Instagram just because it's like aesthetic to me, and you get to I don't know. For me, Instagram's a better way of asking for people's number. Like, ask people a number, they can kind of hide behind what they do. I mean, in a way, they can still kind of curate their brand online, but less. You get to kind of see what people are about more. Yeah,
Facebook, that's where we jam. Like, we play hard on Facebook, and that's where we sell. Like,
we run our ads. Yeah. That's where we have our strategies.
Have ads gotten harder or easier? Because I know because I've heard from a lot of people it's gotten more expensive and harder over the years.
If you don't know what you're doing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's costing more.
That's what it is now. I mean, it has to be someone that knows exactly what they're doing, how to target and retarget.
And now it's not run one ad, get an email, and then blast them with emails. Now it's just like you have to have video after video after video, and just showing them free content, capturing those
video views.
Capturing those video views and then retargeting them, and then they get an offer. So it's a lot longer process, but by the time that they've watched all your stuff, they're like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah, it's a better buyer. That's why we on the application page. So our format now is they're getting content after content, and then we say, let's fill out an application. So it's a much warmer lead now. But yeah, it's harder. It's harder to target. If you don't know what you're doing, everyone wants to be in the game, but they also lose a lot of money by doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But
awesome.
Cool. All right, then.
Do you think we should start a group also once we have the brand, everything?
100%. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, because then you keep people in there, and you can then broadcast stuff, and they're just there, And it's 100%.
Awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Man, great to meet you.
Later. Take it easy.
All right, cheers.
Bye.